Hi everyone, I'm Alicia. I do my PhD in cognitive neuroscience of language, and in this video I'm sharing a couple of clips of me just living my routine life in Paris: walks, strolls, baking, bouldering, hiking, but then also spending hours and hours in the office, testing, going to the library, commuting to work. All that is a huge mix that is called my life now. Storytelling is not easy to me. Theoretically, I know of course that it should resemble something similar to banana bread recipe. You first take all the ingredients, those are your video clips. You put them together and mix them hard, putting all your video clips on a timeline. Then you bake them by adding titles, voiceovers, and applying your editing skills. And then boom, the final product is done. Let's just put this theory into practice. Try to create a banana bread out of the several weeks of documenting my life. As usual, I'm done with my German class and I'm heading to a bookstore. Today's article was quite long and it was also theoretical, so I spent a good half of the day to do that. I also put some notes around the margins, asked myself some questions, and then also marked all the articles and all the info that I want to cite in my article. I put it in orange so that it can be easily identifiable, and I used it already because I wanted to create kind of a proposal for my exchange. That's what I'm working on lately. I'm pretty happy with how it's going. Now I've got to be off to do my bouldering class. Most likely I'm gonna bike there because why not? Both bouldering inside and hiking outside have become one of my favorite activities to do during this transitional period from winter to spring. Paris devours you if you don't know what to do. You've got to have set routines and also weekend getaways. And that's what we've been doing lately. Did you know that in France there are over 30,000 castles? Well, I guess that would calm down our spirit of exploration for a couple of years at least. So recently I've been working on something related to an exchange or a research stay that I'm going to do abroad, that I plan to do abroad, but I'm trying to interpret it in a way that it's affirmative so that I can program myself to believe in it and thus to do more toward achieving this goal. So there are a few updates. I've got this idea of doing an exchange abroad a long time ago. First of all, because I'm a freak when it comes to exchanges. I've done 2 exchanges during my bachelor's degree and I've done 1 Erasmus during my master's. And this time I'm planning big. I don't want to reveal the destination yet because that might change. I did mention that I won a young researcher grant, which was not a lot of money for research purposes, but it is still a lot for personal purposes. Of course, I can't put it in my pocket, but I can use it if it's related to the project, to my PhD program as well. I want to use that money to do an exchange abroad for around 3 months, and that would be a research stay to collect data in a different country. Let me just brief you on where I am at my protocol. I've already spoke to my supervisor and I have 2 of them. I talked to the first supervisor and then I created a PDF around 3 pages that detailed what the stay would bring to our lab, as well as what I will get from it as a PhD student in the lab, as well as what will be done physically, manually in terms of science. And my first supervisor discussed it with my second supervisor, who's the biggest professor. Today, I got the news that the biggest professor is okay with me doing that, and that she approved my choice of the lab, which is extremely exciting because I spent quite a lot of time on determining where I want to go, just because, again, I am quite new to the field and I'm exploring it as I go. I cannot identify the main actors in the field from the very beginning, just because it takes time to see the whole stage and then to decide who you would rather work with or who you would rather bond on a personal level. That's the next step. And you can determine that after attending a conference and talking to a potential professor, which I wasn't able to do yet, at least for the person who I'm targeting now. I don't know if that's gonna work out because I haven't contacted the person yet, but I have stalked him for a long time already. I have really scrutinized his website, his personal website, his lab website. I've read his work, trying to find the correspondences with what I'm going to do. And then when I was writing this PDF to my first professor, I stumbled across a paper that was a theoretical paper of this person, of this new professor whom I want to have as a host. And I realized that this paper is a total match. It's like 90% match in what we want to do, which is crazy because I haven't seen this paper somehow. It was not on my reading list. I've read other stuff, but not this one. It was just astonishing. So I'm working on that right now. I want to do a tiny one-page PDF to send to this professor along with the email. And then I also want to read a little bit more about the hypothesis because, we're now doing a behavioral project. I am collecting data for 2 experiments online. One is done and analyzed, and the second is halfway through, but the pipeline for the analysis is ready because that's going to be exactly the same thing. And so the idea for the exchange is to go and collect neural data on native participants using the same paradigm that would be slightly modified for the EEG recordings. So I've been working for a while to get this data all nice and ready to send as a part of the proposal for the neuroimaging experiment, and I'm almost done. I'm going to present the behavioral data to my big professor supervisor again next week. I am excited to see her reaction to the presentation. She kind of already had a glimpse of my data at the previous meeting, but I'm going to go into details, and I hope I'm going to get some more ideas on how to formalize and conceptualize what I'm currently working on. Anyways, another thing that I'm working on now is a grant proposal, which is L'Oréal grant application, Fondation L'Oréal, which apparently gives prizes to women in science. But the problem is that it is not domain specific. It's for all the PhD and postdoc students. So that's quite competitive. There's only 35 grants for the 2 age categories. So it's going to be tough, and I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to get it. And that's why I'm okay with sharing my progress with it openly. You can participate many times during your career. I think it's about getting used to the protocol, the writing in general, and it helps you to conceptualize what you're doing anyway. So I don't see it as a waste of time, but I rather see it as a training for getting more grants in. So no high hopes for this one, but I'll let you know how it went once I get the results. The deadline was also quite short. I'm only having 2 weeks, but those are French school holidays. We don't do any testing during these 2 weeks. And I am extremely happy I've got some time and I can actually look at the data and analyze it a little bit and write some parts of the preliminary results and then also methods and then formalize the both projects at once. Look at my work using the top-down approach. Always a good thing to do, at least once in a while. It is such a lovely ride today. I'm on my way to pick up the documents that were translated into French so that I can use them for the bureaucracy. This decision to just come here to the closest station on my line and then take a bike ride, that was a beautiful decision. I mean, so yeah, I'm a friend of beautiful houses on the one side and then the forest on the other one, and there's literally no one. There are several people who run and several people with dogs. On a journey so long, that bathhouse is not inside. Friends there waiting guys, I'm in Tuileries Gardens. I was supposed to meet up with a friend. Apparently she overslept and that's why we can't really go to our flea market this morning. But anyways, it's Sunday. I'm out in the city. I'm sipping my coffee. The sun is shining from time to time and I'm gonna just sit down in my secret place in the Tuileries Gardens and I might read a little bit, create a bucket list of what I need to buy at the flea market. That's the plan. So here I am in my secret place.
Paris is all about energy. The city requires you to calm down, to unwind, to start living an anti-fragile life. It does accept hesitation and finding oneself, but you've got to know how to navigate the uncertainty and build your stability. Well, at least some aspects of it, be it in your heart, in your mind, or a physical stability. You have to have an anchor to be able to find beauty in the city. And I struggled with it, struggled a lot. But I feel that lately it is getting better.
Friends and they live at the 21st floor. I was recently in another building because I messed up with the buildings and there were only 19 floors in the elevator and I was like, am I supposed to walk the last 2 floors? So yeah, that was a wrong building.
That's it for today's episode. See you in the next one. Bye!